They passed. I need some fucking water. I lost so much energy looking for that fucking fourth stupid tile. Oh god. I'm so fucking mad. I'm so fucking mad. No more fucking puzzles. They passed through the opened room and wait a minute. There's another puzzle after this. God damn it. They passed through the open door and headed. There's another puzzle after this because there's always two on the last one. They passed through the open door and headed to the next room. Junpei jogged down the short staircase and looked around. No! What the hell is this place? The words had sprung and bitten to his lips, but it was clear why. Junpei shivered. Lotus and Seven reached the bottom of the stairs and stopped short, terrified. This room is really creepy. I think we gotta get the hell out of here. Now. He jogged up the stairs on the opposite side of the room and shook the door on the wall next to the catwalk. It didn't open and he muttered to himself. Figures. It's locked, isn't it? Yep. Don't know why I thought this wouldn't be any different. Junpei looked around the room again. In the center of it was a chair. The back of it was covered with electrodes connected to a nest of wires. Beneath it was a strange glass panel. Junpei wasn't sure what it was for, but it made him uncomfortable. Whatever it might have been beyond the glass, Junpei couldn't tell. It was too dark. Junpei took a turn to look at the right side of the room. There was a table covered with a piece of cloth. Parts of the cloth were stained with something that looked suspiciously like blood. Sorry, I'm like, my limit is being broken right now. that last fucking puzzle, the fucking last puzzle finished me, man. On the top of the table were a number of metal instruments. Junpei didn't know what they were for, and he had a feeling he didn't want to find out. His mind began to imagine what could have taken place in that dark, cold room. The things he imagined were not pleasant. Junpei shook his head in an attempt to clear it and to focus on something else. Anyway, we don't want to stay here any longer than we got to. Let's figure out the puzzle and get the hell out of here. Come on. Really don't want to do this puzzle right now. Okay. Let's fucking... Alright. Real creepy chair. The manacles made me think it was used to torture people. Well, we can't open these manacles without a key. There's some kind of weird symbol on them. What kind of symbol? Well, if I got this right, I think it's the sun symbol. What? I don't fucking see his fucking symbol. What? Where? How can you see that from here? I can't see that shit. There's something on the screen. This device will conduct the experiment. Once the experiment has been completed, the door will unlock. First, adjust the switches to match the blocks in the sample above. Oh, I don't know what this thing is, but we gotta figure out this puzzle. It's right next to a torture chair. Whatever it is, I don't think it's good. Anyway, we'll just adjust the switches to match the blocks on top, right? You adjust the switches shown at the four corners of the screen, then press the check button. Junpei, we don't know what this thing does. You can always come back to it later. There are lots of other things you could do. Ah, I see. Wait, maybe I don't see? This puzzle's weird. Hold on, okay, let me actually like try and pay attention to how this works. I think that this. Oh, it does. Okay, the order does matter. Okay. Or wait, no, wait. It doesn't. Okay. Okay. Wait a minute. Oh. Wait, that's it? Adjustment is completed. Now proceeding to execution phase. To complete the experiment, data must be collected from the subject. Once preparation is finished, place subject in chair. Whoa, I thought we saw the puzzle already. What does it mean by preparation? I don't know. I've got a bad feeling about this. I think this means one of us gotta sit in that chair. Well, 7's never gonna fit in that thing. It's either you or me, Junpei. Collecting data, I wonder if it's gonna run electricity to the subject. There's a human head on the screen. Maybe it's gonna zap the brain with a little electricity? This really doesn't sound safe. Anyway, we still got to prepare. We can talk about this after we figured out what it means by preparation, alright? Well, it wants us to prepare, so maybe we ought to ask it what we need to do. Error, the disposal tank is closed. Please, fill the tank with water. What tank? Oh man, don't tell me we gotta do something with the water tank. Well, there's probably something around here to open the tank or whatever it's asking us to do. Looks like the only controls are in this room. 3 levers have got to turn something on. Of course they would. All they can do is turn something on and off. What's important is what they turn on or off. Don't say the floor is going to suddenly open up. Okay. I thought there was a hole here, but I guess it's got a cover over it. You aren't going to be able to get that off. It's bolted on there. Pretty good. Maybe there's something around here we can use to get that thing off here. Can you see anything in there? If you can't see anything, I don't really think we need to bother with trying to open it. It's too dark to see anything. Oh, did I see something shiny in there? God damn it. Okay. There are a number of ominous-looking tools and instruments here. Let's see, we got I don't know what the fuck that is. An Adzi and hammer. Pair of forceps and these other things. Too old and broken. No idea what they are. Hey, does this wrench look way too new to be here with all the other stuff? Yeah, it does. I didn't notice it before you mentioned it, but it's not rusty at all. This wrench looks brand new. Considering where we found it, I'd have to wonder how it was used. Knock it off. I don't want to think about that. You've already seen plenty of things that are a lot more cruel than that. You're unexpectedly sensitive. Oh, come on, let's not talk about stuff that doesn't matter, okay? We need to find somewhere where we can use that thing. This cover's bolted on there pretty good. Should be able to get those bolts off of this wrench we just found, though. Sweet, it's open. The hole's too small. You can't even see it, even with the cover off. Well, you can't see in, but I think there's enough room to stick your arm in. Are you sure you want to do that? There could be something dangerous in there. Okay, I admit it scares me a little bit. We need to see if there's anything useful in there. Alright, here we go. Arm in the hole. Hey, I think I can feel something. It's small, cold, and hard. Doesn't feel like there's anything else in here. Alright, let's see what this thing is. Oh. Okay. Red, yellow. You think the colors mean something? No idea. I mean, red looks more dangerous, but other than that, the bottom of this one looks like it's covered in rust. I don't think it'll move at all. There are a ton of knobs here. Doesn't seem like any of them do anything, though. Do you think it's broken? Can't get it to do anything. I shouldn't waste my time messing around with it. There are a bunch of buttons here with letters A through F. God damn it. Let's push some of them. Down you go. If I press it again, back you come. I guess these buttons switch something on or off when you push them. The needle on the gauge is at 0. It doesn't look like it's going to move at all. Oh, the dials are pointing in different directions. Maybe something will happen if we turn them? Ha! Shoot. They're all rusted. I guess turning them doesn't really do anything. The sun key should fit into the keyhole in these manacles. Alright, sun key, in you go. And yes, great, they're open. I don't think we're gonna need the sun key in here again, though. Just seems unlikely. Alright, sun key, you've done your job. Into my pocket you go. I like how he always talks about when he puts things in his pocket. It's like super important. But he says it every single time. He's like, putting my thing in my pocket. The screen says to fill the tank with water. We need to find the controls for the tank, I guess. I guess I might as well try. Let's give this a shot. Nope, no dice. Thing's not going anywhere. Oh, give me that. You just ain't man enough. Sure, pal. Give it a shot. Let's see how much more of a man you are. Hey, you're gonna break it. Man, the thing ain't going anywhere. I can see some oil or something down there at the base of the lever. Yeah, it feels like it's got some movement to it. I should be able to pull this one. Alright, let's pull the lever. Is that water? What the hell? What's going on? Hey, calm down. It's just water going somewhere. It sounds like it's underneath us. It means the floor... Oh. Junpei, look. What's she... Oh, damn. I can see through the glass now. There are a couple of letters in the color of blood written on the shark's belly. It's dead. Looks like the letters are E, D, B, F. Whatever these four has to be in the room somewhere. What? There's a strange noise coming from the chair. It looks like it's been turned on. I guess the puzzle here was that the power had to be sent in a specific way. The restraining device is unlocked. Please see subject in device. The message on the screen was disturbingly detached. Well, like we thought, it's not going to work unless someone sits in it. How ironic that this would be the situation in which this slim, beautiful body is useful. Lotus, are you sure? I can sit it, and you can solve... Junpei's right, if we screw it up. Seven couldn't bring himself to finish his thought. His eyes fell to the floor. Junpei followed them. Beneath them was the dead shark floating underneath the glass. Perhaps it had been killed by an electric shock. I'll be fine. Even if I fall in, the shark is already dead. But... no one likes an indecisive man, Junpei. I can still give you advice from the chair, too, you know. I just don't want to stay in this room any longer than we have to. Go over to that screen and let's get this over with. After her words made it clear that Lotus would book no argument, she turned and walked towards the chair without hesitation. But she did not sit down. Despite what she had said, she did indeed feel hesitation. Her legs shook. Look, do you think you could do me one last favor? Don't say last. You're making me nervous. Just listen. If something happens to me, I want you to tell my daughters that I love them very much. No, tell them that I will always love them. Daughters? You've got kids? Yes, I do. I suppose they're about your age, Junpei. Whoa! They're twins. I had them when I was young after some things happened. Their names are Nona and... Wait. Nona? Junpei's words shot out before he even realized what he was saying. He remembered the story Seven had told him. Aoi, Light, and Nona. Those were their names. Well, some of them. They're kids that were there in an experiment, I mean. Whoa, what the hell? What's wrong with you? Lotus took a step back from Junpei. Seven looked just as shocked as Junpei. He blinked his eyes rapidly as if he weren't sure if he was completely awake. No way, it couldn't. Lotus, is your last name Kashiwabara? Lotus's eyes went wide. How do you know that? Are you serious? What the hell is this? There's no way you're that kid's mom. That kid? What do you mean, that kid? Why are you acting like you've met her? Seven's brow furrowed. I have. What? Yeah, I met one of your kids. When? 9 years ago. Where? On this ship. Why were you... It's not a short story. I don't care how long it is. Tell me, please. What happened here? Seven glanced at Junpei, then turned back to Lotus and began to speak. It was the same story Junpei had heard only minutes before. Every detail. That kid. That kid. Alas, Seven finished. Lotus shook her head. Oh my god. Everything I've been looking for. For the last 9 years, the person who had all the answers was right here. Looking for? Yes, that's right. 9 years ago, my daughters disappeared. Then 9 days later, they came back. They never told me what happened to them over those 9 days. I took them to the doctor, but I was told they hadn't been hurt in any way. Still, I was sure that they had been through something terrible, so I couldn't bring myself to ever force them to talk about it. If I did, then I'd force them to relive whatever horrors they'd been through. I didn't have a choice. I had to try to ignore it and move on. A few months passed. Gradually, they started to act as they always had before they disappeared. They smiled, made jokes, and did all the silly things kids do. It got harder and harder for me to ask them about what had happened. How could I ask them to remember that? Eventually, I knew there was no way I could do it. But I'm still a mother. I couldn't simply forget something that terrible had happened to my children. So I decided I would investigate what had happened on my own. I'd find out what had happened during those 9 missing days. What did you find out? Nothing. The police pretended to be concerned, but they didn't do anything. Once the 16 children who had gone missing came back, things were just swept under the rug. Even the media didn't talk about what had happened. I figured someone was probably paying or threatening them to keep their mouths shut. Cradle Pharmaceutical. No, probably something even bigger than that. Cradle Pharmaceutical. Have you heard of them before? No, that's the first time I've heard that name. Seven, how did you find out that Cradle Pharmaceutical was connected to the kidnappings in the first place? I figured finding out whatever the victims had in common would lead me to the culprit. That's what any good cop does. What do they have in common? Every single one of the kids who disappeared had gone to this one hospital at some point. The hospital was one of a bunch that were under control of Cradle Pharmaceutical. After that, it was just about connecting the dots. The hospital. The hospital. For a while I was trying to get some kind of story out of the kids at the hospital. One of them told me a weird story. What was it? Have you ever heard of the Gansfield God, what the fuck? I guess all these kids had to go through it while they were at the hospital. I think it was passed off as some sort of counseling. Seven cleared his throat and proceeded to explain what the Gansfeld experiment was. First, subjects Q and A are put into separate rooms far away from one another. Then a series of video images are shown to subject Q, who is told to send the images to subject A by thinking about them. Subject A, on the other hand, is put in a large reclining chair and given a blindfold. With their senses cut off, A is asked to guess what images Q is looking at. Oh yes, I've heard of that. It's famous telepathy experiment, isn't it? Telepathy. Telepathy. Junpei rolled over the words in his mind. That's how the experiment on this ship was supposed to work. The experiment to controlling people, right? Yeah. I don't know if any of the telepathy stuff really exists, but maybe someone from Cradle Pharmaceutical bought into it. Lotus grunted. Seven had been thinking hard for the last several minutes and finally spoke. Even if that were the case, I don't get how this has anything to do with any of this. The notary game, Zero, why we're kidnapped. What does any of that have to do with telepathy? I know I brought all this up, but I have no idea. Maybe none of this stuff is connected after all. Then in that moment of silence, a cold voice echoed down from the ceiling. No subject has been detected. Unless the subject is detected within 60 seconds, all power will be shut down. System recovery is estimated to take 1 hour. If you wish to proceed with the experiment, please seat subject in the restraining device. Whoa, that doesn't sound good. Yeah. Okay, I'm going. Oh no, that's not what we... Just hurry up and get it over with. Junpei, I'm counting on you. Right. Lotus sat down in the chair. Junpei looked at her one last time, then made his way to the monitor. Lotus, please tell me right away if you feel anything weird. You worry too much. Now, get on with it and be a man or June's gonna leave you. Lotus was putting on the best act she could manage, but her legs were shaking so much that if she hadn't been sitting, she would likely have fallen down. Failure was not acceptable. Junpei took one last deep breath and stared at the monitor. What happens if I fuck this up? Maybe... What? God damn it! What the fuck is this? I am so fucking confused. Okay, how do I change these bottom ones? Let's... Wait, maybe I have to rotate... I probably have to rotate both sides, I see. Ah, fucking fuckers. Wait. I'm hell using trial and error. Fuck this shit. I'm very confused. I'm so confused. Dude, I'm mashing because I'm just fucking. I don't really understand what the cause and effect of pressing this shit is. Yeah, so I've got to. What the fuck? Oh no. 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 I was getting it too. I feel like I was getting it there. I swear to God that it froze because I got it. I don't know where I saved, but fuck. Ah, my fucking God, we gotta do this all over again. Ah. Alright, we're gonna go through this lightning fast this time.